Hey guys, welcome back. This is Father and Son Outdoors New York. And today we're going to do initial impressions video on the Umarex Airguns Ruger 1022 air rifle in 177 caliber. And this gun is officially licensed by Ruger and made by Umarex Airguns. Before we get into it, I just want to thank Umarex Airguns for sending us out this rifle so that we can do a review video and initial impression video and do some testing and pesting and stuff like that with this. So thank you to Umarex Airguns for sending us out this excellent firearm or rifle and excellent opportunity. So thanks again. So let's get started. This is again the Umarex Ruger 1022 air rifle. It's in 177 caliber, and as you can see here, it looks very similar or almost exact to the actual Ruger 1022 powder burner rifle. It even has flip up rear adjustable iron sights. It has an adjustable front pin iron sight. The holes in the receiver for a Picatinny optic rail are exact to the screw thread and distance and everything to an actual Ruger 1022. So any Ruger 1022 rail will work. However, I will state that I did purchase online from an off-brand company, and the rail was so recessed in the holes that the screws they sent were putting pressure on the inside of the mechanism, and it wouldn't allow the gun to function, which is exactly the same as it would do with the real 1022, so that's nothing against the gun. So just make sure that when you purchase a 1022 rail, get one from a reputable company. This way you know it will work fine. This is a very well-known manufacturer's rail, so it worked 100% perfectly. And then I put a a Mueller rail scope on it. But when it comes to the gun, everything is pretty much exact as to the actual 1022. It even has a charging handle here, which doesn't charge the firearm like the 1022. It changes the gun from double action to single action. If you do semi-automatic double action, it's 10-pound pull. If you cock it, it then does a 3-pound pull, but technically it's now in single action. The safety is just like it is on the 1022. It's in a crossbar safety. Press it to the left, the safety is off and you can fire. Press it to the right and the safety is on and the gun won't go off. So down here you have the standard lever for the magazine release. When you press that in and pull, the magazine looks exactly like a real Ruger 1022's magazine until, of course, you pull it out. Once you pull it out, you have your little magazine holder, basically, and your rotary 10-round magazine. The 10-round rotary mag is very solid, very sturdy. It's not flexible. I think it will hold up very well. Once you load it in, there's a little lever here that holds the magazine in place so that it can't come out. You just place it inside, let it click, and you're ready to go. So let's get to the power behind the air rifle here. As you can see on the box, it states 700 feet per second with a alloy pellet, so it's supposed to do about 630 to 650 with a standard lead pellet. We will test that.
649, 629, 620, 617, 595, 605, 592, 587, 573, 506.
This airgun does use CO2 cartridges. It uses two 12-gram CO2 cartridges that are hidden here in the buttstock. Back here you have a little circle you're gonna press and turn, and then the butt pad portion comes off. And it has a little tool here, a little Allen key tool. Place it inside and unscrew. There's like a 6 or 7 inch bar that is the piercing tool. Do some unscrewing. And then you have your piercing bar with the threads, and then on the inside here you have one of 2 piercing pins. So the way that you load this is the first CO2 cartridge goes in with the nipple end facing down, just like that. The second one goes with the nipple end facing up. So there's a piercing pin at the bottom and then a piercing pin on this, and both at the same time will pierce both cylinders, and it will allow the flow of CO2 to enter the firearm and be used for shooting. Then you just tighten it up. You'll hear like a very short burst of air when it's done, and you just tighten it up, hand tight, put the butt pad back in, turn the little circle the opposite way, and now you're ready to go. So this is the Ruger 1022 air rifle, and my initial impression is it's pretty cool. We have shot it a little bit and played around with it. So far we've seen some good accuracy out of it. At what we shot was 10 yards. Today you'll see a little bit further distance, 20, maybe 30 yards. So let's get to some shooting. Alright, so now that we've had time to check the shot string with a chronograph, shoot it a little bit at 20 yards, get a nice couple of groupings, and I've even taken the gun apart a little bit and took the stock off to see the insides. My final or final-ish thoughts. It's a really, really great gun. I would recommend it to pretty much anybody. The few things I will say is, obviously, it's not a target gun where you're going to be taking it to competitions. It's a plinking gun, pretty much just like the real 1022 is mostly a plinking gun. Can you make the real 1022 a target gun? Absolutely, but that's been around for many years. Maybe eventually you'll get a bull barrel for this, and you know, do some changes and some accessories and all that. But for now, as it sits, it is a great plinking gun. It's a lot of fun. Me and my buddy were shooting it. We had a great time doing so. Again, I wouldn't take this to competitions or anything. The standard deviation that we saw was between 43 from the first shot to the last shot before it really started to drop down in pressure. Within the first 30 shots, so 3 full magazines, the standard deviation was 60. It was fairly wild in velocity, but still stayed very accurate, even though the standard deviation was fairly wild within 30 shots. The groupings are probably like 1 to 2 inches at 20 yards. With a better shooter, could be better. As of now, with my shooting as it is right now, without as much practice as I would like, I'm shooting at about 1.5 inch groups. We did take the gun out of the stock to check out the internals and see if there was a way to maybe lighten the trigger up a bit, because double action 10 pounds it's pretty heavy. It's a very heavy trigger. Can you rapid fire it and semi-automatic shoot it? Yes, but you're not going to be as accurate doing so without a lower trigger weight. So we were going to try and see if we can modify it, put a new spring in it or whatever, and it's very enclosed on the inside. But we, took off the piece in the back here. There's like a plastic plate that covers the hollowness of the stock. Took that out. Took off the barrel band here, and there's a pin right here that was a real pain to take out. Probably because you're not supposed to take the gun apart, but you know us, we're very curious. So we did take that pin out. Just like on the real 1022, you have to half cock that safety and put it half and half on safe and off safe. This way you can remove the stock. Once you do, you can see the internals and stuff like that. But the trigger internals are very encased in aluminum, so it's hard to get to it. So we didn't play with any of that. Is this a good gun? 100%. I would recommend it to anyone, especially kids just looking to get into shooting rifles that are too young to shoot real rifles. This is a great segue into the powder burner 1022. You can teach them firearm safety with this. It's a lot of fun even for adults. It's very accurate. I wouldn't take it hunting like I would my FX, but I would definitely go after some small birds, maybe pigeons, stuff like that at close range, 10 to 30 yards. I would definitely take this thing hunting on smaller birds and stuff like that. So it is good for that as well, I believe. So we'll probably end up testing that at some point and get you a video of some bird pesting with the Ruger 1022 air rifle from Umarex. Again, I want to thank Umarex for sending this gun out to us. We're going to do a lot more playing with it and shooting with it, and hopefully we'll do a little pesting and we'll see what happens. So hopefully we'll see you back here on Father and Son Outdoors New York, and have a great day, guys.